I think this was going in kind of supposed to be, you know, a big test for you guys playing a national title contender like UC Irvine, and then you sweep them 2 nights in a row. What maybe did you learn about your team this weekend?
You know, it kind of confirms what we've been saying all along, that not only can we be really good, we could be the best team at the end. You know, we got the pieces, you know, and we've shown that we can play at an extremely high level. And now it's, you know, we've kind of raised the bar a little bit. You know, I thought serving was really good. My new favorite acronym is GTL, which means good turns late, because we had really good service turns from just about everybody late in the set, where we're really putting pressure on them. Third set, you got a little sloppy. We got up to a big lead, and I think Louis tried to thread the sideline a little bit. So the overall percentage at the end was just okay, right? 7 aces, 12 errors, which we were a lot better than that for most of the night, and that was really good to see. They were serving amazing.
Yeah.
They had 6 aces and 4 errors after 2 sets, and then they made 4 kind of early in the first, or in the third rather. So, yeah, I think we got the pieces, and I think you know, if we can just keep improving. I said from the beginning of the year, I think this team is going to improve all the way through this year and going on into even the next, because there's so many new pieces, and we're still kind of figuring things out, and you know. So that's exciting. That was a really good team, and we played at a pretty high level.
Yeah. You mentioned all the pieces, but what did you just think about the way Tread ran this offense against those guys these 2 matches?
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, one of the things we've talked about, and even more so going into this week, the situational awareness on both offense and defense, because there's times defensively when we really can predict, or the numbers are telling us, okay, this is what we should defend. And, you know, that takes some communication, and it takes some just being deliberate. And the same thing offensively. They're defending us in a certain way, and when there's a matchup that we want to exploit, or something they're doing that we got to take care of, he did a really good job of sticking with the game plan and staying with it. There was only a couple last night. I don't think there was any tonight where he gets up and, you know, and it's one. These guys are so talented that they think, I got it. We can, you know, get a little cushion and can start, you know, get a little reckless or try something. Hey, I can do this. And tonight was more foot on the gas the whole time and stayed really focused, and no real cheap points for their side.
Seemed like, go ahead.
Coach, you talked about the effect of the crowd all year long to this point, but there was, I don't know, a sequence in set 2 where it just felt like you guys maybe put some highlight plays together and the crowd jumped up a level. Could you sense that, or?
Yeah, look, it's the first thing I said in the stand-up on Spectrum was, like, how about this crowd for a Sunday night, a Sunday afternoon, these guys coming out. You know, we've been incredibly grateful and humbled by the support we get, but like tonight, like you said, and Friday night was some of this too. You walk in here and you can feel it's a little different vibe to it, kind of playoff atmosphere, and these guys feed off it. You know, it's always nice to play at home, but when you get this kind of crowd in here and they're into it, you know, these are young, emotional guys, and it's you know, it's awesome. And I can't say enough on how appreciative I am that the amount of support that we're getting from the community right now. You know, we work our asses off to put a good product out there and put a good show on every night, and really appreciate everybody coming out and enjoying the show.
Coach, could you talk a little bit about Eleu's performance tonight? You talked about how effective UC Irvine still was at the service line, and still his defense just other levels, it seems like at times.
Yeah, he, you know, it's really nice to see him kind of settling in and being the high-level player that we know that he can be. Some of that comes with some confidence. You know, he's logged a lot of hours. He's worked really hard, and he took some hot shots tonight for sure. That you know, balls that usually should be down, you know, that he controlled, and we got good swings at and won. So again, I'm such a Eleu fan that I know how hard he's worked. I know he can be really good, and it's nice to see that, paying off in game against a, high-ranked opponent.
Coach, I think among the 9 guys who played today, it was like 1 senior, 1 junior, 2 sophomores, and the rest were freshmen. How scary do you think that is for the rest of the?
Well, it's kind of been that way every night. Yeah, like we got more freshmen, we can throw more out there. But no, it's like you said. I've said, what's happening with us recruiting and just kind of where the roster's at. I think we are still in an ascendant phase. We've been really good for a long time. You look at the group we have, like we're going to continue to get better. We still are locking down top level recruits. We are, without question, a very desirable location for the grad transfers. I've had a few reach out that are from big-time programs or big-time players, and I think you'll see us sprinkle some of those guys in. So it's a fun time to be the coach of this team, and I think it's a pretty fun time to be a fan and watch what's going on, too.
Coach, 571 for Kristian tonight, but it sure seemed like that Tread was getting them a lot of one-on-ones, and one-on-one with that guy, it's pretty much over.
Yeah, he did a nice job. That's, again, kind of following the scouting report where it's like, early in the year, I told them we let it they could just kind of open it up and, work on whatever they wanted. But as we move forward in the season here, it's more deliberate and it's more just, Tread starts coming off the net. Let's just air it out, let the big dog eat, and let him, opposite. Set it high, get your feet to it, hit it hard. And he hits the ball so hard and jumps so high that there's not a lot of incentive to try to run fast and pretty. They still do because that's what the cool kids do. But you look a lot of his kills where it's like everybody in the building knows where it's going. And so what? You know what I mean? Yeah, we were just talking about it. Told him I like all 3 shots. Work on all 3 shots. Hard, harder, hardest. He touched 11-11. Top of the net's 8 feet. Let's keep it up there. Let's keep it up there. And on top of the antenna is 11 feet.
Speaking of shots, and Louis is coming along and seems to have really nice court vision, especially back deep corner, zone 1. What have you seen out of him this season?
Well, it's just, you just see the evolution of him, as a player and just being more comfortable living in a country where it's his second language, and I just think a year into it, he's that much more comfortable. He's played a lot of high-level volleyball, you know what I mean? So he's very comfortable. The moment is not too big for him. I said early on, he's a bit of a showman, too. Like, he loves the crowd, loves to get out there and perform. So even when he's making errors, it's not because he's nervous or, he's absolutely in control of what he's doing out there. And he is much able to modulate much more often and effectively than he did last year. Last year, he was pretty terminal, all the time. And you watch him now, he's pretty sophisticated the way he's playing.
Eleu, what'd you think of the defensive effort against a player like Hanno, and then you guys also seemed like you were able to kind of limit all of your other top hitters?
Again, I think it's all because of the scouting report. We practice a lot of the rotations, or I guess defensive situations that we like to call it, especially on Hanno and all the top players, even the middles. And I think we did a really good job, especially on the net. That helped a lot, especially on the backcourt.
Kristian, could you just kind of talk about how fun tonight was going up against a high-level opponent like that? You guys seem to be firing on all cylinders, you especially firing on all cylinders, and the crowd going crazy.
It was harder against Stanford. So, I don't know, it was fun, yeah, because they're ranked higher than Stanford, but it was not that hard. We prepared well for them, we watched film, and we just knew what they're doing, how they're doing, and when they're doing. So we just defend good, and I can say we were good offensively. So yeah.
Coach, at the end of the day, I know still got his numbers, but how do you feel about your team's performance against them this weekend?
Yeah, pretty good. Like I said, I like what we're doing from the service line. I like the serve receive. Like they were serving really well, and we were controlling it. It's one of the better serving teams in the country. They came in serving a higher percentage than us, higher ace percentage than us, you know, and I thought we did a really nice job. And Tread did a nice job running the offense. The defense was pretty deliberate. So you got to be pretty happy with performance against what clearly is one of the best teams in the country. 2 National Player of the Year candidates on their roster. It's a good effort from us.
Eleu or Kristian, what'd you guys think of just the crowd vibe here tonight, or really both games this weekend? It seemed like, especially on set 2, it kind of went up a level.
I mean, the crowd played a big factor. I mean, without them, I mean, playing volleyball here would be boring, to be honest. But then, yeah, like the crowd really helped us a lot. Like it just uplifts our energy, and that's really what we need on this team, especially like playing defense. You just gotta scrap it out. It can't look pretty, but yeah, the crowd helped a lot.
Kristian, I think 571 for you tonight. Pretty darn good. You know, what just kind of was working out there? How'd you just kind of describe the relationship you had with Tread tonight, and just getting you? It seemed like he was getting you a lot of one-on-ones.
I think the tape on his hand is worked better. He said pretty well these both nights. I can say tonight I just did less mistakes, and I just kept the ball when it was bad. I kept the ball in play instead of just gripping it full power in the block. And yeah, I mean, that's so.
Is it hard not to rip it all the time when you can rip it that hard?